The spectators getting a close-up view of this race here in Mallory Square. There's the Pier House and more spectators. They've been here all week, and that's where they're here for. The 1995 Key West World Championship. There's Budweiser in open class, a 45-foot skater with Hugo Colombo and Jeffrey Sulfur aboard. Budweiser heading out of Mallory Square. Now there is Budweiser on the outside with Recovery on the inside. Recovery and Budweiser, they're both in open class. A battle going on here in open. Recovery, of course, a 46-foot skater powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. There you see Budweiser now slightly pulling ahead of Recovery on the inside. Budweiser on the outside. Aboard Recovery, Stuart Haim and Joey Imprescia. Joey's from Babylon, New York. Stuart from Great Neck, New York. There we see Budweiser on the outside, pulling slightly ahead of Recovery, looking downfield. There's Recovery on the inside. Throttleman Joey Imprescia is the only operator of East Coast Marine on West Babylon, Long Island. Your home for all your high-performance needs. East Coast Marine. Looking upfield there on the outside is Budweiser. But now, as we sort of start going around the turn, we see Recovery on the inside, slightly beginning to pull ahead of Budweiser. Recovery. U.S. One would like to thank Don Schwebs, Jimmy Garlicks, everyone over at Mercury Marine, everyone over at Lake X. Also special thanks to TNT Custom Rigging in Miami, Florida for helping to get this boat ready for this race. Recovery U.S. One, your leader in open class right now. It is your national champion, first in the Prop Series. It's a terrific race team. Recovery, many back-to-back world and national championships. Stuart Haim and Joey Imprescia have run quite a record over the years, and if they win today, they'll have another back-to-back championship here in Key West. U.S. One, Recovery, your leader in open class. Listen to those Mercury inboards, two 900 horsepower. U.S. One, Recovery, your leader in open class. There's Budweiser on the outside looking downfield. Now in second place. Once again, Budweiser very close, slightly behind. Recovery, your leader. Budweiser there, right behind Recovery in second place in open class. It's Recovery and Budweiser. Budweiser now coming up on Venus Swimwear. Budweiser, a 45-foot skater, powered by two 1,050 horsepower turbocraft engines with Mercruiser drives. Budweiser. Now passing Pennzoil and Restore. Battle in P class, passing the two P boats. Pennzoil and Restore. Aboard Budweiser, Hugo Colombo from Miami, Florida. He's the driver. Throttleman is Jeffrey Sulfur from Aventura, Florida. The owner, Jeffrey Sulfur. Budweiser, a 45-foot skater. Other competitors in open class, of course, we've got How Sweet It Is, Heavy Metal, Ohio Steel, Katana, Brooks Athletic Shoes, Zero Defect, and Recovery. Great class of boats in open class. Budweiser now heading into Mallory Square with the spectators. A little popping noise coming from this Budweiser machine as it goes through Mallory Square. Budweiser going by Patriot in P class. Hugo Colombo and Jeffrey Sulfur aboard Budweiser. See some clouds there in the distance as Budweiser goes around the turn in Mallory Square. But for the time being, the weather is very, very good right now here in Key West. Calm waters. We're going to go with Brooks Athletic Shoes now. A 43-foot Cougar powered by two 900-horsepower Keith Eichen inboards with Mercruiser drives. It's Shell Roki from Seattle, Washington. He's the driver. Throttleman Jim Dyke from Ohio. Brooks Athletic Shoes, number 6. 43-foot Cougar. .43-foot Cougar powered by two 900-horsepower Keith Eichert inboards with Mercruiser drives. Shell Roki and Jim Dyke aboard. Nine boats in open class starting in the field today. You're watching Brooks Athletic Shoes. Dark, ominous clouds there in the distance, but right now the weather is good here off of Key West. Brooks Athletic Shoes, 43-foot Cougar. Shell Roki and Jim Dyke aboard. There's the How Sweet It Is open boat, and then on the outside, the D boat. Both are owned by Mr. Carl Myers. They're on the inside, of course, the 40-footer How Sweet It Is, powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Driver, Carl Myers. Throttleman, Terry Ayers. How Sweet It Is. How Sweet It Is now being powered by Mercury inboards. Special thanks to Jimmy Garlitz over at Mercury Marine, and special thanks also to everyone over at Lake X. Special thanks to Keenan Sports Management for Public Relations and Dunkin' Donuts. In open class, Villa de Esta and Zero Defect are out of the race. 7 boats remain. Recovery, Heavy Metal, Ohio Steel, Katana, Brooks Athletic Shoes, Budweiser, and of course, How Sweet It Is. Freeze frame video. We'd like to thank Mr. Carl Myers and the rest of the How Sweet It Is racing team for helping to transport our equipment during the 1995 racing season. How Sweet It Is going down the straightaway. Nice throttling there by Terry Ayers. Powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards. Heading into Mallory Square. Here's Katana looking downfield. Katana, 46-foot Douglas skater. Heading into the mouth there of Mallory Square. Thousands of spectators enjoying this 1995 Key West World Championship. Katana right on the heels of How Sweet It Is. There's Katana, and How Sweet It Is now coming out of Mallory Square. Battle in open class, How Sweet It Is and Katana slightly behind. Just listen to those Mercury inboards. They're doing their job. Looking downfield, Katana. Ubaldo Rivera and Oscar Trinidad aboard. Katana, a 46-foot Douglas skater. It's powered by two 900 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser drives. As we said, the driver, Ubaldo Rivera from Puerto Rico, throttleman Oscar Trinidad, also from Puerto Rico. Ubaldo is the owner of Katana. As we said, two boats are out in open class. They are Zero Defect and Villa de Este. Others that remain include Recovery, How Sweet It Is, Heavy Metal, Ohio Steel, Brooks Athletic Shoes, Budweiser, and Katana. There's How Sweet It Is there, as you just saw up front, with Katana now picking up some room on the outside. It's a battle. Katana closing the gap. How Sweet It Is on the inside, Katana on the outside. Karl Mars and Terry Ayers, Ubaldo Rivera, Oscar Trinidad now passing How Sweet It Is. Katana passing How Sweet It Is, taking the lead. PR1 Katana. Ubaldo Rivera and Oscar Trinidad there looking comfortable in their cockpit. Jaws on the inside, and on the outside it's Heavy Metal in open. Jaws, of course, a superboat. Heavy Metal on the outside, Jaws on the inside. Heavy Metal, a 42 Coupe, a brand new 42-foot Coupe. There's Jaws on the inside. Going back to Heavy Metal, Anthony Izzo and John Tomlinson aboard. Heavy Metal, 42-foot Coupe powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercury drives. As we said, the driver Anthony Izzo from Johnston, Rhode Island, throttleman John Tomlinson from North Miami, Florida. Heavy Metal, special thanks to TNT Custom Marine. John Tomlinson is the owner-operator of TNT Custom Marine. And the TNT Custom Marine and the rest of the staff worked feverishly to get this boat, along with Recovery, ready for this race. They've been working the last couple of weeks, have done a wonderful job. Also, special thanks to Joey Imprescia of East Coast Marine in West Babylon, Long Island. Anthony Izzo, the driver and owner, brings a whole entourage of people, and here he is here on board with our onboard camera of Heavy Metal. Anthony Izzo brings a whole entourage of people with him to these races, and they really work very, very hard to make this Heavy Metal racing team competitive. They do a great job. We're aboard Heavy Metal with one of our many onboard cameras. Nice driving there, Mr. Anthony Izzo from Johnston, Rhode Island. John Tomlinson on throttle. This is a brand new 42-foot Coupe. Top of the pack, Heavy Metal in open class. Back to our helicopter shot, Heavy Metal, number 4. Nine boats in all entered in open class, 7 remaining. 15 laps, 150 miles around this course. This boat powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Heavy Metal Racing Team would like to thank Jimmy Garlitz from Mercury Marine. Heavy Metal just smoking around this course. Brand new 42-foot Coupe powered by Mercury. Going into Mallory Square, thousands of people watching, having a great time here in Key West, Florida. 1995 Key West World Championship. This is race 1. Super V. We've got the Open, the Modified, the Pro Stock, and Offshore D. Back on board with Mr. Anthony Izzo. As you can see, heading towards Mallory Square in the straightaway. You can see Mallory Square there on the right side. Some of the cruise ships. Now as we head around the turn. Completing the turn, straightening out this brand new 42-foot cove. Back out of Mallory Square now. The very best of luck to the Heavy Metal Racing Team. Is sounding and looking good. Heavy Metal. Here's the world kilo record holder in Superboat. It's Jaws, a 46-foot skater. The record is 158 miles per hour. Jaws is powered by two 1,200 horsepowered Kaiser Wesseldike inboards with Arneson drives. The driver, Dennis Kaiser from Port Clinton, Ohio. Throttle Dave Wesseldike from Janison, Michigan. By the way, the Jaws racing team broke that world kilo record in Sarasota earlier this year. A lot of research and engineering goes into this Jaws racing team. They worked many, many hours to perfect this awesome piece of machinery. 46-foot Douglas skater. Third in the Prop Series, third in the National APBA points for 1995. In Superboat Cat already, Systems and Enough Respect are out, leaving three. Alco Motorsports, Jaws, and Breezes in there alone in the Super Cat category. And Flyer is out in Superboat V. As we progress now in this race, we are getting some attrition. As we said, Enough Respect and Systems and Flyer, also Zero Defect and Villa de Este in open class are out as well. Dennis Kaiser and Dave Wesseldike. Dennis is the owner of Jaws. This is race number one, the 1995 Key West World Championship. This is a two-day event. Equal points in each day of racing. The teams with the most accumulated points for those 2 days will be crowned your world champion. Now, in the event of a tie, well, the highest average speed will prevail. This is the 1995 Key West World Championship. As we said, race one with the Superboats, the Open, the Modified, the Pro Stock, and Offshore D. Dennis Kaiser and Dave Wesseldike. Carlos and Charlie's in the Modified, a 42-foot fountain powered by two 1,000 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drive. The driver, Jack Carmody from Austin, Texas. Throttle Kurt Harbor. And navigator, Rodney Rudell. It's an all-Texas crew. Carlos and Charlie's. The Carlos and Charlie's team, Heartbeat, consists of owner-driver Jack Carmody, as we just said, who is in his second season of offshore competition. Throttle Kurt Harbor of Seabrook, Texas, owns the original offshore B-class champion Heartbeat. And navigator Rodney Rudell from Clear Lake, Texas, is the man who keeps the team on course. A team is as strongly committed to winning as it is in supporting its community. A fact demonstrated when Heartbeat donated all its 1994 APBA prize money to the Texas Children's Hospital, which is the largest pediatrics hospital in the country. The 1995 Carlos and Charlie's team, Heartbeat, brought owner-driver Jack Carmody, Throttleman Kurt Harbor, and navigator Rodney Rudell together again. The team from Texas has proven that they're a force to be reckoned with. by competing the season-ranked second APBA National Offshore Circuit, also second in the APBA Southeast Division, and first in the Oprah Gold Cup Offshore Series in modified class. Now, we talked to these guys before the race, and they say they are prepared for Key West this year, and they've got their hearts set on capturing a world championship title. And yes, the Heartbeat race team is back and stronger than ever. We're going to go on board now. Carlos and Charlie's with Jack, Kurt, and Rodney.
Slow down, Kurt, slow down.
We got cats on both sides of us again, guys.
Slow down.
Got cats on the left, cats on the right.
Speed up, Kurt, speed up. Don't get me behind these guys.
Left. Go left a little bit.
Jack.
Just hold that line. Got a boat on your right.
You all right, Jack? Yeah, fine. Let's go ahead and kind of motion to the right. Motion. Get to the right, Jack.
Go straight, right straight, straight. Right there.
Let me shut up. No more. Speed up, Kurt. I'm on it.
Right there. Hold your line.
A little too tight, Kurt.
Jack, Kurt, and Rodney looking real comfortable in this 42-foot fountain. Those Mercury inboards sound excellent.
Kurt, you're going to have to speed up. Speed.
Keep straight right there. We're running right west, going again. Going, yeah, that's modified. We're going to rhythm in this job. We got a good chance, guys.
They sure do. Carlos and Charlie's right in there. They do have a good chance for a world championship, just like the Heartbeat race team. And Rodney Rudell throttled the Heartbeat race team earlier in the first race, and they were 6th out of 23 B-boats. So Heartbeat race team still in there, a real force here in Key West with a possible chance for the world championship here at these Worlds in Key West. Carlos and Charlie's right now running excellent. Sponsors include Carlos and Charlie's in Lake Travis, Southwest Refractory of Texas, Group H Auto Sales in Baytown, and U.S. Arbor Financial. Other competitors in M-Class include Utterly Fantastic, Hot and Nasty, Seahawk, Buzzy Buzzard, Jelly Belly, Gone Again, Harry's, Hofbrow, Ragamuffin, and In Contempt. Carlos and Charlie's right in there, top of the pack. As we said earlier, Rodney Rudell throttled on the Heartbeat race team, and he went 100 miles there with that B-boat, and now he's going to go 100 with Carlos and Charlie's. So he's going to have 200 miles under his belt, and he knows exactly where he's going. He's been on this course before. Rodney Rudell, quite a day. We're going to go on board now, Carlos and Charlie's, and listen into some of their conversation. Jack, Kurt, and Rodney.
Stop that a little bit, Kurt.
Hold on.
That's all right. racing, guys.
Yeah.
Go to the right a little bit. Okay, straight up. See the turn boat? See where they're turning, Jack?
Yeah.
Go to the left a little bit.
Best of luck to the Carlos and Charlie's racing team on their assault on the World Championship here in Key West. And now it's Tweet Revenge, 47-foot Apache powered by three 1,000 horsepower Hawk racing inboards with Mercruiser drives. Tweet Revenge. The driver, Tom O'Connell from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Navigator is Paul Pope. He's also the owner. Throttle Peter Pokovich from Davie, Florida. 47-foot Apache, Tweet Revenge. Special thanks to Joey and Bud over at Hawk Marine Power. And also thanks to Bobby Moore from Custom Marine and Peter Pokovich of Bobby Moore Custom Marine. Tom O'Connell, Paul Pope, and Peter Pokovich doing a fine job aboard this 47-foot Apache. Six boats in Super V. One is out. That's Flyer. Cigarette Lady is running slow, very slowly. So you've got four leaders right now. They include La Gran Argentina, In Excess, Admiral Casino Tivoli, and Tweet Revenge. You're watching Tweet Revenge right now with Tom O'Connell, Paul Pope, and Peter Pokovich. There you see the crew looking comfortable there in their posters. "47-foot Apache. Powered by three 1,000 horsepower Hawk Marine powered inboards. Little flying going on there as Tweet Revenge heads for Mallory Square. In the modified M00, utterly fantastic 35-foot motion powered by two 650 horsepower Chevy inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Rob Stevenson from Cincinnati. Throttleman Andy Trout from Cold Spring, Kentucky. Utterly fantastic, many checkered flags this year. They are your national champions in M-Class for U.S. Offshore. Also second place in the Central, first place, as we said, in the national points, and a second place in the Northeast. Lots of checkered flags. Lake St. Clair, Oswego, Point Pleasant. Great season for utterly fantastic M00. Freeze Frame Video would like to thank the M00 Utterly Fantastic Racing Team for helping us to transport our equipment from Maryland to Key West, Ocean City, Maryland. We appreciate that. So far, a lot of attrition in M-Class. We've got Hot and Nasty Never Started. Jelly Bean Gone Again is out. Harry's Hofbrow is out. And Ragamuffin is out, leaving Carlos and Charlie's Utterly Fantastic and In Contempt as the only three M boats still in competition. Utterly Fantastic heading to Mallory Square. There's Ragamuffin there coming in. So, as we said, only three M boats still running. This is one of them, M00. Heading into Mallory Square with the Pier House, and there is Recovery on the outside. Recovery, number 1 in open class. Recovery, US 1. Utterly fantastic going around the turn with Recovery. Recovery, number 1 in open class, just smoking the field, going around the course. Recovery. In Superboat, it's Admiral Casino Tivoli, a 46-foot Fabio Buzzy, powered by 4 800-horsepower SeaTech inboards with Trimax drives. The driver, Hans Boink from Austria. Navigator, Frank Jorgensen from Austria. Throttleman, Gianfranco Zanoni from Milano, Italy. Admiral Casino Tivoli. 6 boats started in Super V. 1 is out. That's Fly. 5 remain. And Admiral Casino Tivoli right at the top of the pack right now. Number 46, a 46-foot Fabio Buzzy. In Superboat, it's Breezes, a 40-foot skater powered by 2 1,000-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Alan Feingold from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Throttleman, Mike Gerard from Bay Harbor, Florida. Breezes is a super club, the Caribbean's only super inclusive resort. Special thanks to Gary Williams from Breezes. Breezes, top of the pack right now in Superboat class. We've got Systems and Enough Respect out of the race. We've had 5 boats entered in all. Only 3 remain. Alco Motorsports, Jaws, and Breezes. Breezes right up there. Driver Alan Feingold out of Philadelphia. Mike Gerard, the throttle man. Mike is the owner of Breezes. 40-foot Douglas skater. The water a little bumpy in spots, but much calmer than normal. Making for fast racing here in Key West. Nice throttling there, Mike Gerard from Bay Harbor, Florida. Breezes in 3rd place in Superboat Cat. This is the 1995 Key West World Championship. Okay, we're getting ready for the DNP start now. 26 boats in all. They're going to be going 100 miles, 10 laps, 10 miles a lap. The DNP boats getting ready, looking for the green flag. We've got the green flag. The 1995 Key West World Championship, the DNP start has begun. Now on the inside, it's High Risk. How Sweet It Is, CD Peppers, Dollar Marine Special. Now looking to the leaders, it's Patriot, Restore, Ocean Spray, and Dollar Marine Special coming up quickly. Dollar Marine Special, Nightmare, and Pepsi XL Racing. Early moments of this DNP start here in Key West. So looking to the leaders, it's Patriot, Restore, and Ocean Spray. On the inside, it's How Sweet It Is and CD Peppers. On the outside of them, it's Pepsi XL Racing and Nightmare with Dollar Marine Special making its way through the pack. Dollar Marine Special. Now it's Restore, Ocean Spray, and Patriot with Dollar Marine Special coming up quickly. Pepsi XL Racing on the outside. There's Dollar Marine Special on the inside, making its way. Ocean Spray the leader, but now Dollar Marine on the inside, coming up quickly. On the outside is Pepsi XL Racing. Dollar Marine now passing Ocean Spray. On the inside, it's Dollar Marine Special, the leader in the early moments of this DNP start here in Key West 1995 World Championship. Pepsi and Nightmare on the far outside. Dollar Marine Special on the inside, sometimes also known as JH Electric Special. The leader right now, it's a 41-foot Apache powered by two 875-horsepower Ritchie Zool inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Scott Lehman, navigator John Herrick, and throttleman Phil Lipschutz. JH Electric Special D22, a 41-foot Apache, currently #1 right now in Offshore D, and 1 overall here in this DNP start. Early moments of the race. Nice throttling job there by Phil Lipschutz. He's from North Miami, Florida. "13 boats in all in Offshore D, but it's Dollar Marine Special right now. You're a leader. Unbelievable start. Great competition. Powered by two 875-horsepower Ritchie Zool inboards with Mercruiser drives. DNP boats going 100 miles, 10 laps around this course today. A long race. But right now, it's Dollar Marine, #1 in Offshore D and #1 overall in this start. Dollar Marine, Scott Lehman, John Herrick, and Phil Lipschutz. Dragon Lady on the inside now, going into the lead, passing Dollar Marine on the outside. Dragon Lady, a 38-foot fountain powered by two 850-horsepower Troy Dennis inboards with Mercruiser drives. Aboard Dragon Lady, its driver Ron Reith, throttle Art Lilly, and navigator Susan Reith. Ron, of course, is the owner of Dragon Lady. This is the second race that it's run in D class. It already has a checkered flag in D in West Palm Beach earlier this year. Also took a first place in Point Pleasant, U.S. Offshore. Dragon Lady has run very, very well this year, both in APBA and U.S. Offshore. And as we said, this is only the second time the Dragon Lady has run in D class. Already has a checkered flag in West Palm. Dragon Lady, Ron Reith, Art Lilly, and Susan Reith. Special thanks to Mr. Art Lilly and crew, also the crew chief, Alan Borham. And we can say the Freeze Frame Video has really enjoyed covering Dragon Lady. They are fierce competitors and always do very, very well. Susan Reith, Art Lilly, and Ron Reith just smoking around this course. Nice throttling job there, Art Lilly. Dragon Lady powered by two 850-horsepower Troy Dennis inboards. Number one right now, number one in D class, as you just saw them pass Dollar Marine Special. We are now going to go on board Dragon Lady with Ron, Art, and Susan. Listen in. Aboard Dragon Lady, as they approach the first turn, they see Dollar Marine on the right side. Onboard camera, one of 10 that we have during this week's championships here in Key West. Let's listen in.
Want me to get behind him, Art? No. Art, see the yellow? Okay, get ready to hit the ball. All right, turn it. I'm going to slow down. Turn it hard. Turn it hard. We got to go around that bend. Turn it hard. Turn it hard, Ron. Turn it hard. Go ahead. Turn it hard. All right, what heading are we going now, Sue?
We're going to be going 80.
What?
We're going to be going 80. We're doing about... You want to get over to your left a little bit, Ron.
Dragon Lady, number one in D.
Stay right about here. We're doing about 85, 90.
I can see the tails ahead of me. Yeah.
I hate this damn swing thing.
All we got, Sue.
We're doing about 90. Stay right here.
Okay, my compass is working.
What do you got?
92.
Okay. This is about 80 to about 90. 88 to 90. God dang. It's a friggin' crab pot there.
You see where they're turning up there, Ron? Yeah. Looks like it's a house there.
Do you see where they're turning there, Ron?
Exciting moments aboard Dragon Lady as they pass Dollar Marine, cranking around this course, this 38-foot fountain. Susan Reith doing an unbelievable job navigating, cranking around this course. The leader in D, Dragon Lady. All right, now it's Predator, 41-foot Apache, powered by two 900-horsepower Stotler inboards with Merc Cruiser drives. Driver Eddie Toth, throttle Herb Stotler. Navigator is also Eddie Toth. He's from Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Predator, 41-foot Apache. Dollar Marine Special on the outside. Dollar Marine having taken the lead from Dragon Lady. They're swapping leads there in D class. Dollar Marine Special on the outside. Predator on the inside. Predator took a first place in Point Pleasant earlier this year. First place in Ocean City, Maryland. U.S. Offshore. There we see Dragon Lady now coming up on the outside. Dragon Lady and Dollar Marine in the lead with Predator on the inside. It's Edward Toth driving, Herb Stotler throttling, and Eddie Toth, the navigator. There is Dragon Lady on the outside now, closing the gap with Dollar Marine. Dollar Marine still in the lead. Dragon Lady on the outside. Very close together. A battle there between Dragon Lady and Dollar Marine with Predator on the inside. Uh-oh, it looks like Dragon Lady has spun out, has a problem. Dragon Lady has spun out. Let's go aboard Dragon Lady with our freeze frame specially mounted onboard camera. Let's see that again.
Watch what you're doing, Ron. To the left, Ron.
Jesus Christ.
Dragon Lady back on course. Nice job recovering from that. Predator now taking the lead from Dollar Marine. Predator is number one in D. Quite a battle here. Great competition in D class as we hit the Mallory Square. 13 boats in all in D. Zool Racing inboards against Stotler Racing engines. There's Ocean Spray, a 37-foot Wellcraft powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Bruce Penhall from Lagoon Hills, California. Throttleman is Dennis Sigalos from Newport Beach, California. Ocean Spray, D1. Ocean Spray is your national champion and your Props Series champion. Dollar Marine there on the outside. Dollar Marine on the outside with Ocean Spray on the inside. Oceans, and we've got their Predator on the inside. Great battle here through Mallory Square. What great competition these spectators are witnessing here as they go through Mallory Square. Predator now taking lead on the inside. Dollar Marine and Ocean Spray in the middle. As we approach the turn here at Mallory Square, it's Predator in the lead, followed by Ocean Spray and Dollar Marine. There, Ocean Spray taking the inside track. On the outside, it's Predator coming out of Mallory Square, heading for the straightaway. These two boats are letting it all hang out. Look at them competing here. Predator and Ocean Spray vying for the lead. Moving into third place in D class is Priority, a 40-foot Hustler powered by two 750-horsepower Chevy inboards with Mercruiser drives. The owner-driver Frank Blatt from Annapolis, Maryland. Throttleman Ron Umlatt from Severna Park, Maryland. Navigator Marty Oken from Chevy Chase, Maryland. Marty is on his honeymoon here in Key West. Now, Frank would like to thank Stafford Performance Marine for their help in coming to Key West this year. The team would also like to thank the many members of the Chesapeake Bay Powerboat Association who helped them make this trip to Key West. Having finished third in U.S. Offshore's Northeast High Points and first in APBA's Northeast High Points, the team is hoping to do well in these World Championships and is doing so right now in third place in D class. Looks like Predator and Ocean Spray are 1 and 2, and then it's Priority in third place. The Priority Racing Team would like to thank their sponsors, including Traco, Professional Marine, and Full Tilt Marine Service Center of Baltimore, Maryland. Priority in third place in D, 40-foot Hustler. Frank Blatt, Ron Umlatt, and Mr. Marty Oken, who's on his honeymoon here in Key West. Priority in third place behind Ocean Spray and Predator. All right, now running excellent in D class, it's D2 Airborne, a 38-foot Cigarette powered by two 800-horsepower Stotler Racing inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Art Gerard from Bay Harbor, Florida. He's also the owner. Navigator Randy Roberts from Key West, Florida. Throttleman Jason Seelig. He's from the Harris 777 racing team. He took a checkered flag earlier today. He throttled aboard Harris, and now he's on Airborne. Randy Roberts is the general manager of Sloppy Joe's in Key West. Great place, great establishment, and great restaurant. Also, great Sloppy Joe's beer. There you see Sloppy Joe's beer there, a logo on the side of Airborne. Great year for the Sloppy Joe's Airborne race team. They took a first place in the Gold Cup Series, a third in the Prop Series, and third in the national point standings for APBA. D2 Airborne right now running excellent in D class. Art Gerard, Randy Roberts, and Jason Seelig. Crew members looking comfortable there in their racing bolsters. Randy Roberts from Sloppy Joe's keeping them right on course, the airborne race team. Enough respect on the outside. D3 Rascal, a 40-foot Karakov powered by two 1,000 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Frank Sitchon from Midher, Ohio. Throttleman Dave Grovac from Midher, Ohio. Frank and Dave do all the rigging and maintenance on Rascal, this 40-foot Karakov. Of the 13 boats in D-Class, one is out. That's Pepsi XL Racing. All the others still in there. This is the first leg of 2 days of racing here at the 1995 Key West World Championships. The teams with the most accumulated points in 2 days of racing will be crowned your world champion. Now, in the event of a tie, the highest average speed will prevail. D3 Rascal, Frank Sitchon and Dave Grovac. Heading into Mallory Square. Thousands of spectators lining Mallory Square watching this great event here, these World Championships in Key West. Great attraction down here in the southernmost tip of the continental United States. Key West has become quite a town for vacationers and, of course, offshore racing as well. As you can see, the waters are becoming a little bit bumpier now later in the race. Not as calm as they were at the beginning. Okay, it's D39 there in the distance. How sweet it is going around the turn. It's a 32-foot skater powered by two 700 horsepower Troy Dennis inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver Dan DeSantis from West Bridgewater, Mass. Throttleman Mark Hilsinger. He's from Methuen, Mass. Of course, the owner, Mr. Carl Myers, who has another boat. And how sweet it is in the open class, a 40-footer. Well, right now we're looking at the 32-foot Douglas skater. How sweet it is. Race team would like to thank Sweeteners Plus, also Mr. Richard DeSantis from DeSantis Chevrolet, and crew chief Rich Silvestri. This team is run in second place in the national point standings for U.S. Offshore for the 1995 racing season. How sweet it is. Dan DeSantis and Mark Hilsinger. Also special thanks to Days Inn. Nice throttling job there by Mark Hilsinger. As we said, Mr. Carl Myers is the owner. He's got the other boat, the open boat, the 40-foot Douglas skater, running as well in this race and running excellent right now. Here on the outside is Recovery. Recovery in open class, the leader right now, #1. Right behind is the other How Sweet It Is boat, Mr. Carl Myers. Right behind Recovery. On the inside, it's D39. How sweet it is. There's the Budweiser boat passing by, blistering the course. Budweiser, there's a plane in the shot. Plane trying to keep up with these boats. Lots happening here in Key West at the 1995 World Championships. D70 Cal Custom, a 41-foot thoroughbred powered by two 1,000 horsepower Keith Eichert inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Carl Koster from Los Altos Hills, California. Navigator, Bill Helfrich. Throttle Terry Lockton from San Jose, California. D70 Cal Custom right now running excellent in D-Class. Has had a good year. Took a second in Benicia, a first in Dana Point, and a first in Tahoe. Cal Custom, one of a number of California boats well represented here in Key West. They're from Pacific Offshore Association. They include Archer Marine, Watson's Store, Breathless, The Wizard, Quarter King, Magic Potion, Beeper City, Torco, Secret Agent, Harry's Hofbrau, Ocean Spray, Gone Again, Ragamuffin, Hobie Sunglasses, and Alcone Motorsports. Lots of California boats here in Key West for the 1995 World Championships. Cal Custom D70. Carl Koster, Bill Helfrich, and Terry Lockton aboard this 41-foot thoroughbred. The top boats right now in offshore D are Ocean Spray, Predator, Nightmare, Cal Custom, and C.T. Peppers. D666 Nightmare, 35-foot cigarette powered by two 735 horsepower Blue Thunder inboards with Mercruiser drives. There are only two crew members aboard Nightmare now. There were three, of course. Originally, the driver, Ron Bellini, was there, but he apparently was slightly injured, so he was taken back ashore. Now, Louis Vasquez,